Hello, good morning. My name is FeleciaMarie, and this is True Moon Tarot. I just wanted to do another little small reading. I have kind of had a few little downloads this morning just in my little prayer. For some of you, there is an emphasis on not stopping. Like this, you may think you're in the right spot to set down your roots, but you're really not. Some of you might be having doubts about where you're setting your roots down. Where your new family line, so to speak, travels energetically, whether or not you've developed any more curses, you've erased anything from your generational bloodline, stuff like that. For some of you, there is some sort of inheritance, instability regarding an inheritance, whether that's you physically inheriting something, monetary, financial, whatever, something like that, or if that's a disconnect between what you are supposed to inherit and somebody trying to prevent you from inheriting. Subconsciously speaking, you have kind of been picking up on the signs. You've kind of been acknowledging what it is that is coming your way. You've been kind of seeing it. You've been kind of picking up on it. Maybe you have had thoughts about certain family members the last few months. Maybe you have been wondering how things are going to play out, right? You've just kind of been... Some part of you subconsciously has been picking up on the things that are coming. God, my legs hurt. I can't get my ankle comfortable. A lot of you have been stuck in your head about this. You've probably been going around in circles about whether or not you deserve something. Whether or not you really belong to something, whether or not you want to take that something and actually help it to transform into something greater, right? A lot of us, when it comes to inheritance, and I don't know about you, but a lot of the people growing up in my generation who are my age, that I know and that I interact with, those that I've drawn to me throughout my life, a lot of us have had issues with our parental figures as far as relationships go. For instance, about 3 or 4 of my friends don't talk to their birth parents at all, whether it's their birth mother or their birth father. They don't talk to them. There is no relationship there. They have tried. It just doesn't work. Same thing with me. Now, I have been feeling for the last few weeks some sort of familiar thing is happening, whether that is an actual inheritance, something that, somebody dies and you get their life insurance policy or whatever, or if that's an actual energetic type of inheritance, right? So they are completing their side of things, and so you're getting the aftermath of it, right? You're inheriting that goodness from it. You're inheriting the things that are coming from it. Now, the same can also be said for those in our families, in our past families, in our past lives, and our ancestors and stuff who have not done things properly, right? If they have created generational curses, or they have created the flow of negative energy that follows the bloodline around, that is something that you can also inherit. But that will also entail, that will bring more doubts, more fears. You'll probably feel like things just don't work out all that much, something like that. I saw 414. I am going to, I need a pen. How did I write that down? This is my old college notebook that I used for college, and I took all of the work that was in it out, but I'm looking at it and I wrote down my great-grandfather's name, and he was in World War II, so I put on here next to it, it just says Metcalf Arthur S. USA SS WW2. Why did I write that down? anything else in here? Got a picture of a skull that I drew. Something about chivalry. I always had a bad habit of like using other notebooks for other classes, so that's probably why chivalry is in there. But anyways, okay, so 414, I will remember that. Okay, so for some of you, what I think is happening is I think the inheritance is not a physical one. It is an energetic one. It is a one that will bring with it new life, new openings, new symbols, so to speak, for you. Yeah, so you create your own destiny, right? You create your own life, so to speak. Now, I pulled the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Wands was at the bottom of the deck. So with the 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, it is understanding to me that there is some sort of business opportunity, there's some sort of entrepreneurship, some sort of easily manifested thing that you can bring about your life. Let me see. Some of you have the fear, some of you are fearful of your thoughts that are holding you back. A lot of you might have a throat chakra blockage. The reason I say this is because in this particular deck, the Knight of Swords card, he is actually shoving a sword down his throat. That card came out with the Moon card, as well as our 5 of Cups card, which speaks to thinking and living within your brain, overthinking, all that stuff. And that goes along with your subconscious, right? With your, not necessarily your shadow self, but your unconscious self, your subconscious self that is constantly always running, is constantly always going. And the reason I say throat chakra, not only because the sword's going down the man's throat, but because we also have, like I said, the 10 of Cups card here, which is blue. Blue speaks to your chakra, your throat chakra, right? So with the 4 of Wands card, it's more of like a hopeful action, right? It's something that can come about as long as you realize what it is that you are blocking physically for yourself. And the reason I say that is because we have the 9 of Swords here and the Star card. I feel as if there is emphasis on the actions that you create, emphasis on the actions on which not necessarily you create, but you are in charge of, right? Something's gonna come and it's gonna inspire you. It's going to make you want to work harder towards a specific thing. Six of Pentacles. First 2, time. Time is of the essence. Okay, yeah, so whatever it is that you're about to come into, whatever, not necessarily this is the inheritance aspect of it, but whatever it is that you're coming into, there's going to be a tower moment, right? It's going to require patience. It's going to require emotional intelligence. It's going to require critical thinking, right? You're going to need to take your time. You're going to need to look at every single aspect of the situation and not just where it benefits you. So, lovely people, we are going to pull an oracle card, see what kind of overall oracle message that we have, or that our guides and spirit have for us, and then we'll end this. Second day in a row we've got that. Okay, this is where we're stopping. So we've got the Midnight card, which is the most magical hour of all, which speaks to how it kind of speaks to death in an aspect, or in a sense, as far as how we view midnight as doomsday. Like on the doomsday clock, right? Midnight is bad. The most magical hour of all is referring to that which you see. It's referring to that which you covet, that which you hold, that which is within your knowledge. That is considered the greatest hour of all, right? It's considered the time when you are able to fully interact. Then we have the Spider card, which is community and web weaving. The reason I left these two cards out here is because they're both owls. Both of them are flying owls, but one specifically is closed in on the eyeballs. We have Dawn, the light after the darkness. In this particular card, it's talking about the light after the darkness. It's talking about the growth that is coming, the ability to not only bring your own light forth, but the ability to bring others' lights forth, the ability to change the world around you. And then we have another card, which is literally just called Owl, wise seeing, wise action. This card speaks to what it is that you know, speaks to what it is that you see, making sure you pay attention, not just to the things that you can see, but the things that you hear. Use all of your senses around you. I feel like with these particular cards, with these 4 cards, you are coming into your tower moment. The Midnight card represents your tower moment, okay? It represents the most magical hour of all, the time when things truly make sense to you, when things start coming together in your head, right? 12:22. So we're at 4:14 and 12:22. Then with the Dawn card, the light after the darkness, that's the rising up, that's the creating of your new foundation, right? That's the beginning of something beautiful. Then the wise seeing, wise action, that's taking into account everything that you have learned, everything that you have seen, everything that you have heard, everything that you have perceived and experienced, putting that all into one final account, using that to help change your mind, using that to help change the way that you view things and the way that you see the world, helping you help others. And then with the Spider and Community card, the web weaving card, that is the card about bringing everything together, about creating that world that you want to live in, not just within your mind, but within the world around you, right? So that's what I have for you today, everyone. Sorry, I'm just looking at all the cards. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful upcoming week, and you just remember to live in the presence not only of yourself, but live in the presence of God, live in the presence of your guides. Don't let your doubts and your fears get the best of you, okay?